Hey, how's it going, guys? This is Papa Joe, and we're here today for an evening with Yolotli. We're going to be talking to our homies in local band Yolotli. They're a new original band. So, yeah, go ahead and introduce yourselves.
What's up, everybody? This is Adam, lead singer of Yolotli.
Hey guys, I'm Anthony, guitar player for the band.
Yeah, so I kind of pretty proud of you guys, man. Like all the work that you guys have been doing, and it's just funny how because I've worked with Tony for a long time. I guess like 10 years now, dude. It's crazy because I've taken pictures of like the many bands he's been in the past, and I've also shot uh, one of Adam's former bands, and I've kind of had a hand in a couple of bands that Adam has joined. And I don't know, man, because like I always get asked the question, "Hey, man, do you know any good singers?" And Adam always comes to mind. It's crazy. So I'm pretty happy to say that I had a little bit to do with you guys jamming together.
I think you had I would say that you had a big part of it. As a songwriter and trying to come up with new songs and new music. It's hard to find really good singers that know what they're doing. So you had a big part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny because I still remember the morning you texted me. I was like arriving at work, and I got the text. You're like, "Hey, a buddy of mine's looking for a singer," and my question was like, "Well, who is it?" Because I've had people hit me up before, and I'm like, "Yeah, send some stuff over." And I don't want to ever like offend somebody, but I'm like, this is not exactly cutting it. So, but you sent me I think you sent me a track, or you told me it was Tony initially, and I was like, well, yeah, send me whatever previews you have. And right away, dude, I was like, damn, like I wasn't looking for anything because I was already attached to some other bands. But I'm like, yeah, I can't pass this one up, man. So yeah, dude, all the way, you were the matchmaker, 100%.
And it's funny, dude, because that's something that I do not like to do, man, because I don't like to get the blame when things don't go the way they expected. But I have a lot of faith in both of you guys, and that's why I didn't hesitate. But one thing I do want to say is that it's really cool how, like the music that you guys are working on right now is like, and the way you guys got together, it's like just so organic, because Tony was working on this music before he even knew that or had an idea that you were going to be joining. So the music was there, and then you still had to come in and write your parts, your lyrics, and then do the vocals. So it's really cool how it's been coming together, and I'm really fortunate to be able to hear some of the samples because and it's always been a thing with Tony and I, where Tony will record something, he'll write, record, and then he'll send me a sample just to give him my input. And so far, everything you guys have, like everything I've sampled, has been amazing. It's like a match made in heaven, dude. I don't know any other way to put it.
Right, I'm running.
So
You want to take that a
okay,
little bit
so
of
people,
that, Tony?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think the writing process now it has been pretty cool, and it's very exciting to go into when we go into a song, and I give Adam his time and his space as a uh, for him to work on his lyrics, to work on his melodies. That way he can not feel how you say pressured or get overwhelmed. So I try and give him his space, but when he feels that he's like, okay, I'm ready to go. um I mean, pretty much he comes in and he already knows what he wants. And to me, that's very important as a singer and a vocalist, to know exactly how he wants it and where he wants to take it. And dude, so far I've been pretty impressed with all his work and his delivery. Like his vocal delivery has been there. Um, I've worked with a lot of awesome and great singers and great friends that I've made throughout the years, but by far this one, it has me very excited. And so far the feedback like went into my circle of friends and close families and just people that I know for a long time, like friends that I know. I've shown them samples and hey, give me your honest opinion, and so far, like, it's been very positive and that's really good because um, if they have a positive, feel for the song and they like it, and the most important, they're able to connect to the song lyrically, then we're doing something right, because we were able to have that connection. And the only one that can make that final connection, it comes down to lyrics and it comes down to the singer, which I think Adam is right now, it's doing pretty awesome, no matter how good the music is, the production, the recordings, all that stuff, like it goes out the window if that listener can't connect to it,
Exactly. With the lyrical content and the different vocal stylings that you use. I never knew that you could scream, and I don't know if that's like the appropriate terminology, but I hear your clean vocals and they're always so on point, and then you just get a kind of little rowdy on this on the music, and it fits perfectly.
I appreciate that. And actually, it's kind of funny because coming into the band, I was coming off a couple of projects, and I was doing, more so it was like alternative style stuff, which I'm still part of. And I really had no intention of screaming. I had no intention of screaming on these songs, and it just so happened that when I started going in, and started writing to this music, I don't know. It just like you use the word organically. That's the word I'll use. It just kind of happened naturally to where I went in and I told Tony, I'm like, well, I'm gonna try a scream on this part because I had even told Tony, I'm like, I really don't want to scream. I wasn't really interested in screaming anymore, but the music just, I just felt that it needed that, that raw emotion because I love singing, man. I love, I don't consider myself the greatest singer or have the greatest voice, but I've always loved just singing. And I always felt like I sort of lacked on the screaming department, but you know, coming into this band, I don't know if it was just, all the stars aligning or what, but I felt like I found that scream like for the first time. So I think it's really, really working, really well, and I've been so stoked. And actually, ironically, the first song that I recorded with Tony with Yolotli is a song, and he already had the title, and the song was called "Hate Me." So I kind of played off of that with the lyrics and everything. But once we were finished in the studio and we're sitting back and listening to that first song finished, I was like, fuck, man, people are gonna hate us. I'm like, not to be cocky or anything, but I'm like, I really think we have something special here. So I'm like, people are they're gonna pay attention. So I'm really excited, man. I'm really excited. I can't wait to bring this stuff out and to see what people think.
Yeah, I mean, can I agree with you, man, completely. So, okay, so talk to us about the name Yolotli. Like, what's the meaning behind it, and how did you
Well,
guys come to an agreement on that name?
the name Yolotli, we actually played around with a few names. Me and Tony threw some names, back and forth, and we actually landed on Vendetta. So the lyrical content and everything was kind of more aggressive. So we brought that name to the table, and we both liked it, and we kind of started running with it. And one day I was on Spotify, and I said, "Well, I'm gonna do a search and see if there's any vendettas out there." And sure enough, I think there was at least three or four bands out there using, and there was even a hip hop artist using the name. So we started discussing other names, and at the time, I was on a Nat Geo, fix, and I was watching a lot of like Mayan, Aztec, history stuff, like lost civilizations and stuff like that. And being connected to all that history, and being a Chicano at heart and everything, I kind of wanted to look for something in that realm. And I started just looking up words and stuff like that. Give me 1 second. Okay, cool. Sorry about that, a little box popped up. So, I was looking for words that would be significant in that kind of language, and I came up with a word Yolotli, which translates to heart, just simply to heart. And I thought it fit really well because, for one, I really didn't think there was going to commonly be another band or other bands out there using the name. So it had its brownie
Yeah.
points as far as that goes, and then just the meaning. I felt like the music and everything that we were doing was real passionate and full of emotion. So I thought it was right on the money. So I shared it with Tony. He's like, yeah, dude, I love it, and he started right away like rendering artwork and stuff, and so it looked awesome and it fit. So that's what we're running with.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, whenever it comes to creative content, you'll never be lacking if you have Tony on your team.
Yeah,
Tony's like
absolutely.
the one of the only people in this world that has permission to edit my pictures, man. And we've done a lot of work together. A lot of
Nice.
times I'll shoot his band and I shoot him over the files, raw files, and he has the creative freedom to do what he wants, and he always kills it with it, man. So yeah, you guys. I mean, you guys are, as far as that creativity, you guys are good. So I know that a lot of people don't realize how important branding is, especially when it comes down to your band name. Like you need to make it easy for people to find you, especially in social media and places like Spotify. So I think you guys pretty much have the market cornered on the band name Yolotli. So
Yeah.
I can Google and find you guys real quick. So that's like one of the biggest things. The other thing too that I was thinking about is like I know that like I know you guys are both homies of mine personally and even away from music. But I know you guys took a break from music, and I think it really shows that it helped you because you guys are coming together and everything is just like flowing naturally. You know what I mean? I know that it's always a struggle though to write the music, put the music together, write lyrics and everything. But it's like you guys are just putting stuff out so quick, man, and it kind of like makes me kind of anxious for the actual release and for people to start hearing what you guys have been working on. Can you guys talk to us about that?
Tony, go
Um,
for it.
yeah, I know Adam was, kind of like haven't really seen any stuff that he was working on. I think he went into his own break too. Um, but like for me, dude, like it's been a while that I've been like, kind of been away for a while for in the music scene, like even playing live shows. But I kind of needed that. I felt like I was kind of burned out, and I was going through some issues, trying to get certain things, on the right path and stuff like that. Um, so I felt like I needed to clear my head, but at the same time, I felt like I kind of fell into a depression um, with um, myself, not with family and work and stuff like that. Like it's all great, but within myself, I fell into a depression with music. And I remember sometimes I would message you, and I would tell you like I'm tired. I was just being tired of it, and I kind of went into a pretty dark place with music. I kind of love it and I kind of hate it at the same time.
It's a
But
love hate.
yeah, and I felt that I needed that because I needed to clear my head. But at the same time, I knew that music is a part of me and it's who I am. And it's hard to let go of something that you've been doing for like so many years. And the one thing I love to do is being on stage and playing live, in front of people. Like I'm passionate about that. And when I felt that I was ready, I started writing again. Um, and it's crazy because I would tell my wife that I'll be watching TV and I'm like, I don't even want to touch my guitar. I don't even want to work on anything. That I want to be a couch potato because that's something that I will never do. Just sit down and watch TV all day on the weekend, all day. That wasn't me. I was always like grinding. And when I felt that I felt right, and I was like, okay, I'm all right, and it felt normal going into the music. So in a way, for me, it kind of helped me, kind of get my head straight and feel better on the new writing process.
Right, makes a lot of sense. And what about you, Adam? And I mean, it's crazy because you guys have taken like legit breaks. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, I need a break from Facebook and blah blah blah," and then they're back. It doesn't take long for them to come back, because I know it's very addicting and it's hard to stay away from it. But like even now, Adam to this day doesn't have Facebook and stuff. So how did the break help you with like your creative process now, Adam?
Well, I got off of social media a little while before, right around when the pandemic hit, and at that same time was when the band that I was in at that time, Tasting Colors, kind of winded down. Um, and over that time, the pandemic kind of shut everything down. Anyways, music venues were shutting their doors, and bands were even afraid to get together and jam face to face and everything. So it was sort of a natural break for me for a while. I had a lot to focus on myself personally as well. You know, just adult stuff, life stuff. So, but actually, over the course of the pandemic, those couple of years, I did do some studio work. I did some recording, and I didn't necessarily take a break from music, even though it was sort of away from, I guess, public eye. But I did keep on, actively recording and writing. So, I kind of felt like it wasn't the type of music that I naturally would do, but I did it just to stay creative. And once I got to the point where I ended up, joining up with Tony, I felt like that benefited me because it kept my skills sharp and my writing sharp and everything. So by the time I joined the band, I was ready to go. I was ready to work, and the music being on the level that it is just inspired me and lit that fire, even more. So, but I heard Tony talking about playing live, and I'm like, man, that's the thing I'm waiting for the most. We're recording and everything right now, but that's really what I've been looking forward to the most, is getting back on a stage and just throwing it down. So hopefully soon you guys are going to see that.
Heck yeah, man. And I can say that I've had the privilege of watching both of you on stage, killing it. So, okay, so you mentioned you kind of touched on stuff that you're working on. So go ahead and talk to us about what you've been working on. Like, I know you have working on it. Is it an EP or a full length?
Um,
Go for it, Tony.
we're so I mean, for a while I've been writing, and I think we're gonna probably go for a full album. So I'm shooting for 10 songs that we have planned out to work on.
Nice.
So pretty much on those 10 songs, they're the the foundation of all those songs are pretty much recorded. We're just now that the whole recording on those songs are already there. Now we're just taking it song by song now. So right now we're just working on the lyrics and any other tweaks we need to do or editing and stuff like that. As we go, I'll be doing all those type of things to the for the songs. But yeah, we're gonna shoot for 10 songs.
Where are you right now as far as like percentage wise? How much of it is complete?
Uh, Musically, I would say about 85%, and vocally, I think about I don't know what you say, Adam.
I would say like around 40% done.
Mhm.
Nice. Heck yeah, we're getting
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Cool. And okay, so like, what are the influences that you guys are bringing to what you're creating now?
Um, well, I mean, throughout the years, I think you know pretty well that I'm into like the electronic stuff and the rock, kind of like having that modern sound of music. Um, which I the more I write and the more I do production and recording and stuff like that, I fall more in love with the modern sound. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing like going back to the roots of music,
Right.
what made it all happen, But I'm a big believer of you have to evolve. There has to be that evolution of songwriting and creative, which I think is pretty cool because it really shows the creative side of the musicians. Um, but yeah, I mean, I've always, liked to incorporate the effects and have that modern edge sound. And I think with Adam on vocals, I think that there's that connection. He makes that connection with the music. It fits so well. Um, the way he does his delivery, when it comes to him doing his parts, to the music. And
Right.
I can hear it every time he comes in. And it's like, damn, dude, like it fits so well.
Right.
Um,
So what? Okay, so Adam, I want to ask you this: if for the people who've never heard your music, what would you compare it to? Like, let's say, listen to this band and you'll have an idea.
I can give you, I'll say the top four bands that I listen to right now, which I find a lot of vocal inspiration in. And I'm actually fortunate enough to where when I came in, Tony was kind of already developing that similar sound. So it's a very modern metal sound. So I'll give you my top four bands, and I know some of these you know and love well, Joe. Top right now is Spirit Box for
Oh
sure.
yeah,
They're
I
just
just saw
killing.
them last month.
Yeah, they're just killing it right now. One of my other favorite bands right now is a band called Sleep Token, which is another really good band going on right now. Another band that's been around for a while, and I actually, up until about a year ago, I had never really given them a chance. But they're one of my current favorites is Bring Me the Horizon. So they've actually been, the vocalist of that band has been heavily influencing me lately, especially like with the screaming stuff. I listen to that music and I'm like, damn, you can, you know, there's a technique, there's an art to losing your shit. Like at the same
Yes.
time, it's like controlled chaos.
Yeah,
So,
organized.
so I really enjoy that band. And then the fourth and final one that I'll give you is a band called Issues. And Issues is a group of amazing musicians. But the thing I really love about that band is the approach that the lead singer takes, which is something that I tend to take the same. He kind of approaches heavy music like a pop vocalist, to
Well, he
where
was doing R&B before he came back, before he started Issues,
yeah,
because I got to see him on their first tour, Issues.
yeah,
They played in Odessa, so my son and I went to check him out there, and we were surprised that he was in that band because I know that he had just been doing like R&B. He
yeah,
had already done metal before that, so that just speaks to how diverse his voice is. Talking
yeah.
about
And you can hear you can hear that side of him 100% in Issues. And that's just something that I really attached to was the way that he writes. He writes catchy stuff and stuff that's going to stick in your head. And that's what I always tell Tony too is like, dude, the number one thing I want to do to Tony's music and make it our music, of course, is to write something that people are not only gonna remember, almost like that pop attitude, but I want to give it that lyrical content to where they can connect to it and it means something to them, even if they take my lyrics and make it something completely different in their mind. But just to give it all of those qualities and still make it, I do realize that at the end of the day, music is still a product as well. So I try and incorporate all of that and think about all of that, as I'm writing the song. So that's my ultimate goal. So, but
nice,
those are my current influences right now. There's a ton more, but I'll give you those top ones.
nice. Okay, so Tony, how close are you to having a full band? Have you thought about who else you're going to bring in?
we're still kind of debating on like who we're gonna get.
Hey, bro,
We're
could I have some input on that when you do? JK,
um, we're still working on that.
nice.
Uh, I do. I mean, if the people we get has to be a certain type of people, just because of the style of music and a live performance. will require the certain type of players. Um, just because it's not that the music's like super technical, but as a live band, there is certain technical stuff that has to play into it. Um, so yeah, but we're looking, and I mean it's getting there.
Yeah,
Nice. Okay. And
we've got our
go ahead.
we've got our eyes set on a couple of players. Like Tony said, we're looking for those guys that are not only going to have the skill, but especially the performance, man. Because once we have the full lineup and we get on stage, we really want to do something that people won't forget. So we're gonna be really picky when we make our final choices. But yeah, we have our eyes on some people.
That's awesome. Yeah, like people sometimes need to be reminded that a band is it's actually like a marriage, man. Like you go through all the same struggles, the different personalities. You have to agree to disagree a lot, and a lot of compromise. So, yeah, man. Really hope that you have a tight knit group because I want I want nothing but the best for you guys, man, for your band, and I want you guys to start playing shows and maybe play out of town if you can. But from what I've heard so far, I would like for you guys to have a group of people that are gonna stick by your sides, because I know that you guys both need that. So yeah, I mean, I just want you guys to know that I'm definitely rooting for you, and I know you're gonna have a pretty good following once you guys get out there.
Appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Are there any places you've thought about playing maybe when you're ready?
You know, I've been out of the scene a while. I know Tony has too. We're definitely going to be looking at you, Joe. I know
Heck yeah.
you've just gotten into booking and all that stuff. So we'll definitely be looking for your help in that. But whatever venues pretty much will have us. I've played tons of venues throughout El Paso. Big, small, and I'm just happy anytime anybody will stop and listen and pay attention. So we have our eye on some big stages, but we won't reject small little rooms where we're bouncing off of the crowd too. So
Right.
yeah.
Okay. So is there anything else you wanted to cover? I know merch will come down to eventually I get to that point, but any other plans for that? Any sell some T-shirts or anything? I'm sure you'll cross that bridge when you get to it.
Yeah,
Uh,
I mean the artwork will more than likely will be handled by Tony because his work speaks for itself. It's got
right,
that modern edge to it. So, but
right.
all of that will come with time. We have a few things in the works. We're working on readying our first single, which me and Tony racked our brains to decide which one we wanted to put out first, but we decided on a track called Awaken, and we're looking right now. We're looking for some details to hash out to put a music video together. So we'll have some really cool stuff together, to put out pretty soon, and we'll have the full package ready to go when we're ready to get it out there.
So you guys plan on dropping some singles before the EP? Maybe you can generate some interest, or you want to drop the whole EP at the same time? I'm not sure on how that works.
No, well, we want to drop the full album. So, but before we get to that point, we want to start like getting the feel of how people are gonna react to it. So we're gonna start releasing a single, like the first single,
Singles.
and then maybe a follow-up single, and then once we see how um how everything plays out, then we'll drop the full album. So that's what where we're at with that.
Yeah, it's kind of weird because like the whole pandemic kind of like messed with with the process, with the way bands were doing things. Like you mentioned the band Spirit Box. They were one of the hardest working bands during the pandemic, and they were working. They were just working through the whole thing, recording, releasing, and it's really cool how their music got really popular in so many different formats. They were performing live on Sirius XM radio. They were making videos, and then they finally released Eternal Blue, their new album, and there was some very familiar songs and there was some new songs, and it all sounds great. So I think that was a different approach from how things were done in the past. It's damn COVID, man.
Yeah, and we kind of we're aware of the current state of the industry and the short attention span. So we'll adapt. Once we drop a single or a video, we'll see how it does, and if there's a market for more of it, we'll keep dropping more music, and for sure we want to put out our whole record because we have a lot of stuff that we're sitting on that we're anxious for everybody to hear. So, you got to roll with the times and just adapt to what's current and everything. So we'll figure it out as we go, but we're definitely looking forward to all of it, man.
Heck yeah, I'm excited for you guys. I'm excited for what you're doing now and what you're going to do in the future because I know it's going to be big things. I don't know. If there's any last things you guys want to touch on?
Pretty much just follow the band Yolotli band on Instagram. Follow Tony, follow myself. Go follow Papa Joe. All that good stuff. So pretty much just support us and give us a chance, lend us your ears, and I don't think you guys will be disappointed of what's to come.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. I also wanted to give both of you guys a shout out, man. Tony, for your constant, I know you always have that edge, bro, in creating music, man. I've never heard anything bad that you've created, dude. So props to you for that. And also, Adam, for you, it's like you're coming out of your shell again, brother. And it's awesome to see you creating so much and sharing the stuff that you're passionate about on Instagram. I'm really happy for both of you guys, man. So just gotta keep that creativity, keep it alive, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Props
like
to you guys.
sometimes I don't even know where it comes from, but I
Just
guess
let it go, bro. Just let it flow, man.
the
Don't ask
elements
questions.
of music, Huh.
Yeah, that's what it is, brother. Well, it was great talking to you guys, man. I'm excited for you. Thanks for letting me sit down with you guys and have a little chat. And looking forward to everything you guys are gonna put out and checking you guys out at shows. Definitely hit us up when you're ready.
Will do.
Thank you, Joe.
Yeah, peace out. You guys take care, man. Much love.